Today we're going to learn about wet felting basics. In wet felting you can make things like shoes and clothes, and you can make even larger vessels like this one. So we've got some basic materials that we're going to work with. I have a towel, some bubble wrap. You want a couple pieces of curtain that are synthetic material. You need a pool noodle. You need a dollar store pair of knee-high pantyhose and a spray bottle filled with soapy warm water, and then you need some various types of wool. We're going to start out with a chunk of the wool. You want to find the natural split down the middle and start with that. Take a piece of that split and pull it off in your hands like this. We want to work with very thin wisps of fiber. Take pieces like this and you're going to pull them apart again and until you get about this much wool in your hand. So I'm just going to take these and I'm going to put them down and make myself sort of a square. Take some more off and put it next to it. And I'm going to overlap just slightly. I'm going to make a whole row going this way, and then I'm going to make a row on top of it that goes this way. So here's where we're at after 2 layers. I'm going to go about 3 to 5 layers thick. So now we're 3 layers in, and you can see it's pretty fluffy. And this next layer I'm going to add in some different colors. So I put on a little bit of green. I'm going to make some flowers by taking another color of felt and just taking a tiny little wisp of it and then just making sort of circles of it. This is not going to look the same once you get it wet, so don't be obsessed with how it's working or how it's fitting on here. So now all the layers are laid out and you can see it's quite fluffy. And I'm going to take my other piece of curtain and I'm going to put it on top. And this is going to make sure that everything kind of stays in place as I wet it down. I'm going to take my hot soapy water and I'm just going to wet the whole thing. Okay, so this is what it looks like in a sort of in-between stage. It's soaking wet. I peeled the top curtain off, but I'm going to put it back on. I'm going to put the other piece of bubble wrap on, and then we're going to roll the whole thing up over the pool noodle and then tie it on the ends with the pantyhose. So we're tied around the pool noodle, and then you're going to just take your towel and throw it over, and then you're going to use your arms from your wrists to your elbows, and you're just going to roll it back and forth. You're going to do this over and over and over and over again, hundreds of times. So once you roll it out about 200 or 300 times, you're going to take this off of the pool noodle, and you're going to just unwrap it, change the direction of the pool noodle, wrap it back up, and do it a couple more 100 times. So after you've rolled it out a few 100 times in each direction, you're going to want to take your curtains off. You're going to keep rolling it out. Do a pinch test while you're at it. If any fibers come off, you are not done. So when your project passes the pinch test, so you pinch it and fiber is not coming off of it anymore, right? You can actually pinch the felt itself, but you're not pinching anything off of it. That's when you're ready to rinse. And you use hot water and get all your soap out and then wring it out and bring it back to the table. Okay, so you're going to take your hot piece of fabric and you're going to make it in a ball and you're going to slam it into the table. You're going to do this repeatedly until it's about the size that you want it to be. So this is kind of where we are in the end. You can either leave your edges raw, which is what they're like right now, and they, believe it or not, will not untangle, or you can cut them and take a little bit of soapy water on your fingers and heal the edges, just kind of squinch them across the edge, and then let that dry and you've got a wet felted project.